Hi, I'm Lauren. I am one of the Working Mom Village moms. And today we are going to be doing food prep Loren's way because I don't know about you, I get stressed when I have lists and I have to make a very set pattern of meals. It doesn't work for me. So today we're going to be using ingredients to just do basics. So something I could come home, pull out of the freezer, and I've got the meat portion of this dinner taken care of, and then I can chop veggies and it's okay. So we're going to do what's called a meat velvet. Comes from this great recipe book by Melissa Joel Wan. Ooh, well fed. If you need to go paleo, if you have any allergies, Melissa Joel Wan is like the best thing that ever happened to you. She is really very good at doing very good recipes that actually taste good and your children will eat. So we're gonna velvet meat, put it in a little sauce. And we're gonna do some quiches and waffles so that mom and kid can get out the door in the morning.
Okay, so our ingredients for all of this stuff, we put everything together on the table so that you could see what we were going to use for this. So this is 3 different things though. So if you're looking at this thinking, dear God, are they making meat pancakes? No, we weren't. What we did was a full month of get out the door and get back in. It's not lunches, but it's enough to do breakfast for me and my son, and then come home and have something very quick to do. So there's a meat that is going to go into the freezer and come out for dinner, and then there were waffles and egg quiches because I can't do gluten. So it was get out the door, get back in the door for a month. That's why there's so many different things.
All of our ingredients will be listed in the description box below if you have any questions. We have some freezer Ziploc bags, some waffle mix, some non-cooked spray, some coconut aminos or soy sauce instead if you want, some rice wine vinegar, some sauteed vegetables, some tapioca powder, some eggs, cupcake liners, ham, 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and 3 pounds of steak of your choice.
The actual recipe is in Well Fed Weeknights by Melissa Joel Wan. We'll have a link to that down below. And the velvet stir fry, woo! In the velvet stir fry, you're actually only supposed to use 2 tablespoons coconut aminos. We tripled it. And then they used arrowroot powder in this, but I used tapioca because I happen to have it on hand. The starches are pretty interchangeable. It won't change the flavor.
And it was just 1 tablespoon of that.
Yeah, 1 tablespoon of that, 1 teaspoon of unseasoned rice vinegar, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I have tried to ruin this recipe. I have switched up the numbers. I have put in too much of the rice vinegar. Everybody loved it. You can't kill this. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
We were tripling the recipe at least because when I'm doing meal prep like this, I don't want to have to do 3 different versions of this. So good.
So as far as how you want to chop your meat, you just want to really make sure that you're focusing on getting really thin, uniform slices. If you have giant chunks here and there, then things aren't going to cook consistently, and your tiny slices are going to be overcooked, and your giant slices are still going to be raw in the middle. It's also not going to thaw evenly as well, and then that'll cause you problems too, definitely. And then like she said, so you mix up your whole big batch of this sauce, and then you pour it over your meat. It makes things really, really simple. Also, let us know if you'd be interested in, so there's more to this than just making this part. There's a whole kind of method to this, making really good stir fry with the aromatics and stuff like that. Let us know down below if you'd be interested in us doing a video just dedicated to stir fries, just because it is kind of a go-to meal for the both of us. So comment down below.
So here we are at waffles. Now, people might ask, why are you making waffles? Wouldn't it be easier to just do pancakes? Yeah, but they taste like crap later on. Waffles have a greater surface area, so you can take a waffle out of a bag in the freezer, put it into your toaster. You might have to flip it once, but it's still going to be done, tasty, and crispy like it should be. It takes syrup so much better, melts the butter into the nice little pools like my son likes. Waffles just work better if you're going to put them in the freezer and expect them to taste good for breakfast.
Another nice thing about waffles and kind of how we did it, obviously we made ours plain, but there's lots of different things that you could do with this. Again, you can use any kind of mix that you like or have available. You can add different things into it to jazz it up for your kiddos or yourself. Chocolate chips, blueberries, strawberries, pumpkin, all that kind of good stuff.
But make sure with waffles that you add it to the mix first and get it fully coated. That way it doesn't tend to make as big of a mess in your waffle iron. If you put chocolate chips on top, oh, that's bad. We've done that. So for egg cups, now we're calling these quiches, but they don't really have a crust because a crust takes a little bit longer. We can do that and they work great because they almost work like sandwiches because you've got the little crust. But if you are in a rush and you just need something to throw in a bag, get to work and throw in the microwave, these are great. So you just use like a little muffin cup, or you use a muffin tin and spray it down good because eggs like to stick. This is not a recipe in the sense of put a cup of this and a teaspoon of that. This is more about, hey, you have at least 12 dozen eggs, and then you put what you've got in your fridge.
12 dozen?
Did I say 12 dozen?
Okay.
Oh my God!
It's a lot.
That'd be so many quiches.
That's too many quiches.
That's too many quiches. This is not a recipe in the traditional sense of the word. This is about what you've got in your fridge and making it easier for you. So, big bowl, dozen eggs. What do you have for milk? What do you have? I like to use heavy whipping cream. I understand that other people have a problem with that, but do you have milk? Do you have skim milk? Do you have half and half? It just needs something to kind of fluff it up and get some air in it. And then add any vegetables and or meats and or anything else, cheeses. We've put nuts in these. That's all good. What have you got? What do you like together? Put it in a big bowl, mix it a whole bunch so it gets some air in it, and then just portion it out into the muffin cups. We have found that the bigger ones work better.
Another great thing about if you're using the smaller ones is I saw somebody make the little egg cups and then they put it with like a English muffin with some egg and cheese and stuff to kind of make like a breakfast sandwich, like a fancy breakfast sandwich, like you get at like Starbucks or something like that, for a fraction of the cost, really easy. If again you're trying to maybe egg bite isn't quite enough to get you through the day, you need something a little bit bigger, that's an option too.
Please, if you are taking them and putting them in a lunchbox and you're going to eat them for lunch, by lunchtime they will be perfect for 1 minute in the microwave and you're done and they are delicious. If you're going to pull them straight out of the freezer and use them for breakfast in the morning, I would suggest you put them on for 30 seconds, flip them, put them on for 30 seconds in your microwave again, and then do a little bit of a test. And after that, do 15-second increments until they are done to your specifications.
I've also just pulled them out the night before and let them thaw in the refrigerator before too. That works as well. And then again, just to kind of reheat it, pop it in, throw a little bit of cheese over it. Pretty good.
They are
fast,
good with
easy
some more
breakfast.
cheese.
Yeah, obviously everything's better with cheese.
Well, yeah.
Meals with our meat velvet. So we had 36 waffles, cut in half, portioned out, and then we also had about 24 of the egg cups, and it only took us 2 hours.
It did. And this is while we were trying to get around lights and filming each other. So really there wasn't 3 people doing this. There were 2 people doing this because somebody was always filming.
So again, if you could recruit your girlfriends and, have them come over, maybe have a glass of wine, watch a murder show or something like that with them while you're meal prepping, it's going to make things go a lot faster. And then you can also divide and conquer. So maybe you don't get 16 waffles, but maybe everybody gets a little bit. So everybody has a week's worth of something or something like that. So really, again, that whole village and having friends that you can go to and ask for help, I think is really, really important.
The last step here is packaging everything up. So the first thing we're going to be doing is cutting those giant waffles in half. Again, we're trying to get a reasonable portion size for her child. So if you have someone with a bigger appetite or maybe smaller kids, you would want to adjust accordingly. The next thing we're going to be doing is putting the meat velvet into freezer bags as well. You will notice that when we fill it, we only fill it about halfway full, and then we pad it flat. This does 2 things. It gives you a nice flat surface, so it'll be nice and thin and easy to fit into your freezer. It'll be more efficient as far as space goes, but it will also allow you to thaw it a lot faster versus a great big huge chunk of meat. That's going to thaw a lot slower than a nice thin layer like we're creating here. So notice that we squish out all the air. Again, whenever you're freezing something, air is going to be your worst enemy. That is what causes freezer burn and causes your frozen food to not last as well and have quality issues.
So that is our meal prep for the day. Again, the whole concept here is working women helping working women. I really feel like in this society that we live in, we have high standards that we're held to. We're supposed to be Betty Crocker in heels, right? You're supposed to have a perfect house, home-cooked meal,
The thing where we apologize. Yeah. Welcome to my house. I'm so sorry about the way it looks. And it's like, when did we learn to do that?
Right. Comment down below. Have you ever had someone walk into your house and not said, "Oh, I'm so sorry about my house is such a mess"? I literally don't think I've ever had that happen. I think that's what, anytime you walk in the house, how's it going? Hey, can I get you something to drink? I'm so sorry, my house is a wreck. That's just what we're programmed to do, right? Yeah. So we have these expectations for ourselves that are really, really high, and we also work full time, right? So when you're supposed to find time to do all of these things, that's where your village comes in.
Yeah. And without this village, I don't know how I would get a lot of things done. We take each other's kids to school. We pick each other's kids up. There's a lot of stuff that happens for my child that would not if I didn't have help. And then just the realization that there's some other people in this with you. And hello, since Anna brought this to my attention, I have stopped apologizing for my house, and it doesn't look any better.
That's just the way it is now.
We're cleaning, we're just stopped apologizing.
Fine. At one point I told somebody, if I have the choice between going outside and enjoying a beautiful, gorgeous day or cleaning my house, I'm going to go outside and enjoy the beautiful,
enjoy the day. Enjoy your kids. I don't think your kids are going to remember whether or not your house was perfect. No. I mean, okay, don't be a hoarder, but still, if there's not rats running amidst the trash on your floor, probably your children are going to remember you going outside with them a heck of a lot more than whether or not you got to scrub the floor.
Exactly. The other thing that's great about this whole concept is, you know, you try to make, how often has it been that you've been trying to make plans with your friends, but your friend's like, oh, you know what, I need to stay home and clean, or I have to go grocery shopping, or I have to do this, this, and this. Well, now you have more opportunities to hang out with your friends because
do it together.
You're kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm all about maximizing my time and being able to get as many things done as once. I think that's kind of how I survive as a working mom.
And we have gone grocery shopping together.
Yes.
And laughed hysterically.
Exactly. So you are getting things done, you're meal prepping, you're folding each other's laundry, you're pulling each other's weeds, whatever. You're being able to visit, so you're establishing that bond with your friend, strengthening that bond with your friend. You're getting your time to vent about your husband or your job or the government or whatever it is that you vent about, you know, and you are also getting stuff done. I mean, I really can't think of a downside to this at all because it's great. And then what's awesome is, you know, maybe this time we're helping out Lorraine, which is great. So she's going to be set up to go, but next time it's going to be my turn. And so I'm going to have you guys do X, Y, and Z that maybe I've been putting off and I know is a big project I'm not going to be able to get done on my own. And then again, I'm also getting to hang out with my friends. So
yeah, and
it's
some
awesome
of us, the ADHD crowd, we kind of require adult babysitting to get major long-term tasks done. So this is the best because look, my friend's over, I'm being adult babysitted, and stuff gets done. So reach out, have some friends, do some things together, and you know what? Go grocery shopping together.
Yeah, definitely. Don't make your friendships put them on the back burner because you have housework that needs to be done. Find a way to incorporate it. Find a way to make your friends part of that. Get things done together.
Don't be perfect because you don't have to be, and you're not going to be.
Lord knows we aren't.
Yeah, I know. And if you're gonna wait until you're perfect to hang out with your other perfect friends, you'll have some nice Instagram posts and not much of a life. It's so much better to just go, okay, so today we need to do pooper scooper in the backyard. Does your child want to help mine? And I'll pay him, and then we could clean my kitchen. And we do that, and we are friends, and we have time together because of it. Whereas if we were going to wait till our houses were clean and our children were appropriate 100% of the time, we'd never see each other.
No, we'd be hermits. So again, we really encourage you, get out there, find your village, reach out to other moms who are working, reach out to other moms in general, be each other's support system.
Amen. Hi, and this is the end of our cooking day for Working Mom Village. We did a whole lot of food prep that is really amazing for getting out of the house in the morning, and then when you're home and you've got 30 minutes to put dinner on the table. These are meat velvets. Literally put them in hot water for 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and while you're doing that, you can chop all the vegetables. You're ready to go. You've got a stir fry. It's a very easy recipe, and at this point my 12-year-old can actually do the rice on his own, so everybody participates and we're done. Everything we used will be down in the comment section. Please ask us any questions that you would like to. Subscribe and then sign up for notifications so we can tell you when we're doing other things. And remember, we want you to be part of our village. Bye.